Finally, George passes away in young Sheldon. Because of young Sheldon's link to the Big Bang Theory, George's fate serves as a tragic yet essential story aspect. The Coopers learn that Sheldon's father passed away following a heart attack through his coworkers. In order to prepare for the release of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, CBS was forced to discuss George's passing. The Cooper family's challenges and resiliency will be highlighted in the Young Sheldon series finale, which will also examine how they deal with George's untimely death. In Young Sheldon Season 7, George eventually meets his predestined end. Despite the negative perception of Sheldon's father created by the Big Bang Theory, he is undeniably one of the best aspects of this family comedy drama. Young Sheldon's portrayal of George is the perfect example of a loving parent, in contrast to Sheldon and Mary's nerd-centric sitcom anecdotes about George. This led to a number of storyline inconsistencies between the series, but given how important the Cooper patriarch is to the offshoot's success, they were all eventually worthwhile. Canonical Big Bang Theory is the driving force behind Young Sheldon's demise. The prequel is still the most popular comedy on network TV and leads the ratings, but CBS is compelled to cancel it due to the predetermined timetable. The fact that the program had to conclude in a much shorter year, forcing some stories to be rushed or eliminated entirely, only served to worsen the cancellation. However, certain stories, like Young Sheldon's retelling of George's infidelity scandal, cannot be ignored. Regretfully, there is no way to prevent his death. CBS broadcasts Young Sheldon Season 7, Episode 11, A Little Snip and Teaching Old Dogs, and Episode 12, A New Home and a Traditional Texas Torture, back-to-back ahead of the special one-hour send-off to the Coopers. The Cooper family's transformations serve as a constant reminder that the performance will soon come to an end, even though the doubleheader begins regularly. The most poignant method imaginable is George's death, which is perhaps the main plot point of both excursions. In both episodes, Sheldon's father had a lot going on. In the first part of the story, Mary is suddenly struck down with baby fever, leading George to have a vasectomy behind her back. He receives a job offer from Rice in the next 30 minutes, which would require the family to relocate to Houston if he accepts. Unfortunately, George suffers another heart attack, and this time he doesn't survive, so the Cooper patriarch is unable to seize the moment. During his stay in Young Sheldon, George experienced a few mini heart attacks. But each time, he managed to escape with no injuries. Sadly, that isn't the situation at hand. The Coopers receive the heartbreaking news from his colleagues and co-workers at Medford High School. In any case, Sheldon's account of his father on The Big Bang Theory highlighted his bad behaviors and implied that difficulties led to his death. The wedding of Georgie and Mandy even alluded to George possibly having another heart attack. Even still, it breaks my heart to witness it in real life. It was revealed ahead of the launch of Young Sheldon Season 7 that Georgia and Mandy's first marriage, a new spin-off, will carry on the Cooper family's Texas tale. Following the events of its parent series, the couple's main focus will be juggling their romance and adjusting to life as new parents. Given the chronology, Young Sheldon was compelled to discuss George's passing because a show happens after it. If CBS had ended the prequel right before the catastrophe, the family would still be together, and the show would have concluded on a positive note. The prequel will spend some time with the Coopers in the aftermath of the catastrophe, helping them deal with this enormous loss. The funeral for George will be covered in the Young Sheldon finale. Set photos have confirmed that prominent figures from the Big Bang Theory prequel, in addition to the core Cooper family, will be present. Dr. Sturgis, Coach Wilkins, Audrey and Jim McAllister, Brenda Sparks, and Mandy's parents are anticipated guests for George's funeral. There are few specifics about the Coopers' post-death plans, except from Young Sheldon. Georgie's Big Bang Theory premiere, which took place shortly before Sheldon and Amy's marriage, is largely responsible for the knowledge that exists regarding this. Young Sheldon's father passed away unexpectedly, thus the family was completely taken aback. Sheldon's brother claims that after suffering a devastating loss, he rebuilt the family, took care of Mandy and Cece, and built his business. Mary was too distraught to function, and Missy had reverted back to her dumb teenager stage, so he had to step up. Sheldon proceeded with his graduate studies at Caltech in the meantime.